In a small village nestled between two great rivers, where the moon dipped into the horizon and painted the sky with the hues of crimson and gold, there lived a young woman named Aqua. Aqua was known for her vibrant spirit and infectious laughter, which could charm the birds from the trees and bring smiles to the faces of the villagers. However, one day, a shadow began to follow her everywhere she went. This shadow, known as Eku in the ancient tongue, represented the darkness of depression that had taken hold of Aqua's heart. As the days passed, Aqua's laughter grew quieter and her steps became slower. The villagers noticed the change and tried to help, but Aqua felt isolated and alone. She couldn't explain the weight she carried, the emptiness that gnawed at her soul. The shadows seemed to grow longer and darker, looming over her like a specter. One night, Aqua had a terrifying dream. She dreamed that the shadow had consumed her, and she was lost in a dense forest, unable to find her way back. She woke up with a start, her heart racing and the feeling of the shadow's presence still lingering. The dream left her with a sense of unease, and she couldn't shake off the feeling that something was watching her. Aqua's anxiety grew, and she began to wonder if she would ever be able to escape the shadow's grasp. She started to avoid her friends and family, fearing that they would see the darkness within her. The villagers noticed her absence and grew concerned. One day, Aqua decided to seek the wisdom of the village elder, a wise and kind woman named Neoma. Neoma listened to Aqua's story and nodded understandingly. She told Aqua about the ancient ritual of Uzo, a path that required one to face their fears and shadows head on. But Neoma warned Aqua that the ritual would not be easy and that she would have to confront the darkest corners of her own heart. Aqua was torn. Part of her wanted to face the shadow and reclaim her life, but another part of her was terrified of what she might discover. Neoma sensed her hesitation and told her that the choice was hers to make. If she chose to proceed, she would have to be prepared to face her deepest fears. Hence, with a sense of trepidation, Aqua decided to embark on the ritual. Neoma guided her through the forest, where the trees seemed to whisper secrets to the wind. As they walked, the shadow grew larger, its presence more menacing. Aqua's heart pounded in her chest, and her breath caught in her throat. Suddenly, the forest grew darker, and the trees seemed to close in around her. Aqua felt like she was being swallowed by the shadows. Neoma's voice was calm and reassuring, but Aqua couldn't shake off the feeling of being trapped. Just when it seemed like the shadow would consume her, Neoma began to sing an ancient song. The melody was hauntingly beautiful, and it seemed to pierce the darkness. Aqua felt a surge of courage, and she began to dance with her shadow. With each step, she confronted her fears and doubts, and gradually the shadow began to lose its power. As Aqua danced, the forest transformed around her. The trees seemed to open up, and the moon shone brightly overhead. The shadow, once a symbol of darkness, became a reminder of a strength and resilience. Aqua's laughter returned, and her spirit began to heal. She learned to live with her shadow, acknowledging its presence but not letting it define her. The villagers celebrated her return to health, and Aqua became a symbol of hope for those struggling with their own shadows. She realized that the shadow would always be there, but she had the power to choose how it would affect her life. Moral of this story: the tale of Aqua and her shadow teaches us that depression is a shadow that can follow anyone, but with courage, support, and self-awareness, it is possible to dance with it and find healing. Just like Aqua, we can learn to face our fears and doubts and emerge stronger and more resilient The story reminds us that we are not alone and that with the right support and mindset, we can overcome even the darkest of challenges.